visto... o sea, sé que hay un juego de Nunu y es todo lo que he visto. Es todo lo que he visto. Sé que anunciaron el juego de Nunu y nada más. Así que vamos a ver.
Hi everyone, I'm Steve Singer, Senior Vice President of Publisher and Developer Relations at Nintendo of America.
And I'm Mariko Kimoto, Director of Partner Management at Nintendo of America.
On behalf of Nintendo and our friends at Riot Games, it's our pleasure to introduce this presentation from Riot Forge. As many of you know, the League of Legends universe is both vast and varied, with so many stories to tell.
Today, we're delighted to share a closer look at several of those stories, which will be coming soon to the Nintendo Switch system, including Hextech Mayhem, a League of Legends story, which launches later today.
Este juego lo vi que salió, pero así de la nada salió en Steam, weón.
We're excited
Me
for
pareció tan
players to
random.
venture into the world of Runeterra on their Nintendo Switch systems, and this is just the beginning.
Indie developers from around the world are collaborating with Riot Forge to bring a wealth of
Igual
innovative experiences
es bacán,
to
weón,
life.
que
We
saquen
can't wait
los
to share
jueguitos
the pictures of these
de
talented
Riot en
creators
otras
with all of
plataformas,
you.
weón.
So let's get to it.
Thanks, Steve.
Porque estoy seguro que para las consolas van a tirar después el LOL, que es del Wild Rift. Ese lo van a adaptar a las consolas, que es más cómodo, y tiran ese.
I'm the creative director of Riot Forge.
Riot Forge is Riot Games' third-party publishing division. We've been working on Riot Forge for a few years now, and we get to work with some awesome partners from all around the world. And these partners are really focused on building completable League of Legends games. It's all about stories. We want to tell really great stories in these games. And that's why we're super excited to be partnering with Nintendo. The Switch is the perfect platform for these games. We've created this deep universe for 11 or so years.
Yeah. There's over 150 epic champions in League of Legends. Riot Forge games are going to let you get up close and personal with our champions like never before.
Pero dentro de todo el Wild Rift está adaptado para eso, Pancito. Entonces
Until now.
es más amigable, weón. Dentro de todo es más amigable era la manera de hacer que la gente jugara LOL que no fuera en PC, weón. Que nosotros lo vemos como algo normal, pero dentro de todo hay mucha gente que no juega en PC, weón. No está acostumbrada con el teclado y el ratón, y el teclado y ratón, ¿cachai? Entonces, dentro de todo es más cómodo tal vez con un control y se le hace más cómodo, puta. Dentro de todo ellos van a jugar en su ecosistema, entonces no va a interferir con lo otro. Ah. Estoy hablando pura weá. Pancito, tú dime, ¿eh? ¿Estoy hablando pura weá? ¿Estoy hablando pura weá? Me cayó. Si estoy hablando pura weá, me cayó. El Headset Mayhem, no lo he probado, así que voy a probarlo. Pero no podéis cambiar los controles y son más raros. Ya. Punto ahí negativo, hay que cambiar los controles. Ya, este es el de Nuno, este es el que yo vi. Pensé que me habían hablado. Este es el que yo vi. Que vi esto. Esto yo lo vi por Twitter. Y es todo lo que he visto. Tequila Wars son los que hicieron Rhyme. Y había otro juego que se llama...
The world of Runeterra is populated by hundreds of mighty heroes. But as a
¿Cómo se
creator,
llama?
I was always more interested in the wrinkles. And the wrinkles are those little tiny details that define our humanity. And there is this tiny little
¿Cómo se llama el juego?
child.
Sexual brutal. Brutal sex. ¿Cómo se llama este juego? Conche tu madre, no me acuerdo cómo se llama el otro juego de estos weones, el Tequila Works.
Your narrative adventure, then as a Nunu, you are looking for your mother. It's a road trip you are doing with your best friend. Willump is like the biggest teddy bear you have ever seen. It's like a father or a protector to Nunu. And with Willump, you move through the Freljord, this frozen land.
The Freyr is an inhospitable, unforgiving wasteland. But in this land, if you look here, you have the Notai. The Notai don't believe in war. They believe in stories. As the Notai say, you cannot kill a story,
Sexy Brutale.
you cannot kill a song.
Sí, Sexy Brutale. Sí, Sexy Brutale. Ese mismo, Víctor. Sí, ese mismo. El Sexy Brutale. Ese es el otro juego de estos weones.
Environment react to its notes and to its sound, solving the different challenges we encounter in the game. If you play the flute and it's a melody he likes, he will dance with you. But if you start making bad noises, he closes his ear and complaining like, stop that. And if you don't stop, then he throws a snowball at you.
O el culeado pesado, Nunu. O sea, Willum sería. Nunu es el chiquitito, siempre tenía la confusión. ¿Nunu es el chiquitito o Willum el chiquitito? Nunu grande, ya. No, al revés. Pero el MMO. Ese le falta tiempo, weón. Yo creo que el del MMO y el juego de pelea le falta mucho. O por lo menos el próximo año, creo yo. Porque dentro de todos estos juegos los delegaron a externos, ¿cachai? Entonces dentro de todos tienen sus trabajos tranqui haciendo estos proyectos.
Pure innocent joy, hope, and family.
Ah, Willem es el grande. Ya, en uno chiquitito. Ahí justo lo dijeron, weón. El 2022, ¿veis? Sale el próximo año. Entonces los de pelea. El de pelea yo creo que lo van a anunciar el otro año. Y el MMO el siguiente.
Rhythm game induces a flow state, a state of heightened mental flexibility that allows the subject to master the tempo. Boring! Nobody's gonna play our game if you make it sound like homework.
Ah. Weón. ¿Sabes qué pensé cuando yo lo vi? Que era parecido al... Era un concepto de Angry Birds. Cambiado, ¿no? Que es como un... O sea, rítmico en el sentido que es como Flappy Bird, pero rítmico. O el Jetpack Joy Royce, creo que se llama. Es como Geometry Dash, claro. Bueno, yo pensé que era un Angry Birds, bueno, cuando veía las imágenes pensaba que era un puto Angry Birds. Y dije, ah, ya puede estar interesante, puede mostrar. Ah, si me da algo interesante puede que sea más bacán. Pero si es como un... Entre Flappy con Geometry Dash, que me gusta más la idea de que sea Geometry Dash. La wea random, weón. ¿Cachai? FLT. No cacho que FLT. Crack de juego FLT. No tengo ni idea de lo que me estáis hablando, Víctor. FLT debe ser la persona que lo sube.
Time to give Piltover a show they'll never forget.
When Riot Forge approached us, they said, what champions would you be interested in? Immediately, Ziggs stood out as this unhinged, wacky, little puffball of mayhem.
And Heimerdinger is sort of this archetype of the old, you can't do that kind of character.
What?
And you put someone that doesn't care about essentially anything, will blow everything up, with someone that says you can't do that.
And I won't let you build this ball.
And it's just magic.
It's good to be back.
In Hextech Mayhem, you play as Ziggs.
And the idea is that you are causing as much mayhem as possible.
Go forth, my beautiful bomb. Go forth and explode to your heart's content.
Hextech Mayhem was inspired by basically a mashup of the auto rhythm runners that we've had in the past and
¿Esto hicieron el runner?
or a rock band.
Wow.
I wouldn't want to say that Hextech Mayhem is a rhythm game. It is a music game. What that means is all of your inputs are explicitly tied to the music. That includes the rhythm, that includes the melody, that includes the bridges, the verses, and all of that. So you are playing along explicitly to the music.
The music really drives the
Me gusta
gameplay.
eso.
So when I'm playing, I just get a smile on my face, and it's like, this music is just so happy and fun, and I'm bouncing around to it. But there are multiple levels of gameplay in this game that we've never done in the past. There's what we call the Freestyle Mayhem system. So there's all the prompts, and if you play them, you do it right. But then there's also hidden prompts that are not visible. They're all musical. So if you are listening to the music and you're attuned to it, you can cause tons of extra mayhem for extra bonus points and ranks, and and that's the only way that you can achieve a challenger rank.
Now can we stop this buffoonery already?
But there's so much room for improvement, Heimerdinger. I'm only getting
Sí, weón.
Our flavor.
Igual bacán de parte de Riot delegar la marca, ¿cachai? Que otras empresas tomen el concepto y digan, ya, ¿qué podemos hacer con esto? Y hacer variantes, bueno, eso enriquece mucho el universo, bueno. Mientras Riot esté vigilando que no haya una wea muy extraña que complemente, genial, pues bueno.
This is preposterous, Ziggs!
I know! Isn't it the best?
Me vi los 6 capítulos, Víctor. Ya me vi los 6 capítulos con la Amy, me los pedí todo, weón. Estoy esperando el sábado para que termine la wea. A concha tu madre.
We've been pretty radio silent for at least a year or two. You may remember us from the Game Awards where we showed a little teaser, and let me tell you, the game has evolved considerably since that day.
Oh, look! It's our favorite sniveling.
Este es el de Echo, ¿no? El que mostraron de... Sí.
Oh, yeah? Well, no time like the present.
Es un... plataforma hack and slash.
Convergence is a story about Echo and Zon, this polluted city in Runeterra. Echo uncovers this plot by a group of Chem Barons, the organized crime.
No lloré, pero sí me dio mucha penita.
It's a time travel story where he needs to save his city. A few years back, we got a phone call from Riot Forge. My partner called me up and said, hey, Riot wants to make a game with us. And my second child was just born. He called me. I was literally at the hospital, and I thought he was just messing with me. So I was like, I think it's a prank caller, Dan. I don't think this is real. It turns out it was, and we were pretty happy about that.
Double-selling games typically have a lot of combat and have a beautiful 2D art style. And Speed Brawl is our latest game.
No cacho el Speed Brawl, por ejemplo.
Riot essentially told us, we have a bunch of champions, which one do you want to work with? And we settled on Echo, we settled on Zon. Speed Brawl is a lot about focusing on the combat, but in Convergence, you're
No cachaba
discovering,
esta empresa.
focus way more on the action platforming part of it.
Pero se ve muy bonito, weón.
Deep into who Echo is, developing his character and his story.
Convergence is set in Zon, but it's Zon through Echo's eyes. Echo is a teenage inventor, and he has created this incredible device called Zero Drive, which allows him to rewind time.
Maldito Echo. Lo logró.
One major challenge
Logró ser más viejo que los demás.
Feel more than just an undo button. It's about if you have information for the future, how can you make that useful so you can actually mess up, go back.
Eso era lo que me refería, por la libertad que te dan, weón, para hacer las weas. Es como, weón, genial.
There's definitely been a few games that have played with time control.
Lo que me parece extraño es que no lo hayan puesto, no hayan, o sea, está bien que pongan los juegos en Steam, GOG, Epic, PlayStation, Xbox y Nintendo Switch, pero me parece raro que no lo hayan puesto los juegos en su cliente, weón. Como por último vincularlos.
To allow you to control time, to really strategize, because that's what being Echo is all about.
My name's Echo. Oh yeah, I can rewind time.
Muy complicado, sí, puede ser, bueno, puede ser que sea muy complicado. O tal vez tienen que regularizar algo. Yo creo que les debe complicar más por el tema de los pagos, weón, que adentro que como tienen estipulado la...
The goddess granted me a vision. The black mist enveloping the world. If the black mist has returned, I will drive it back.
I'm not losing my city to the
los sistemas de pago, eso es lo que estaba hablando. Me quedé pegado con la wea, weón. Que este es el juego de los creadores de Battle Chasers, creo que se llamaba. Y el otro era el Darksiders Genesis. ¿Cuándo tenéis comerciales? Siempre ponen comerciales, Pancito. La diferencia es que ahora es que Twitch lo administra, sí o sí. A veces no salían. ¿Desde cuándo no funciona mi adblock? Eso yo creo que puede haber sido. Ruin King. Disponible ahora. Igual buena que salieron 2 juegos al toque.
I'm Joe Madureira. I'm the CEO and creative director at Airship. Ruin King is an RPG with turn-based combat.
Puta, sí, nuestro estilo, pues, Pancito. Está bien, pues, bueno, dentro de todo. Yo el Battle Chaser no lo terminé, por ejemplo. Un juego que me gustó caleta y no lo terminé, weón.
They converge in Bilgewater, which is this town of like traitors and rogues and thieves. Some live there, some are just transient and visiting for who knows what purposes.
Hear that? Something just moved out there.
The player's goal is to stop whatever oncoming threat is happening.
And it's the rebirth of the Ruined King.
It's a story largely about misfortune in Malawi. And these are characters with a kind of a strained history. You know, they're sometimes friends, sometimes foes. They're having to work.
Pero sí entiendo el hecho de que se vuelve repetitivo y que no muchas veces no te dan un poquito de dificultad, como que no está bien escalada muchas veces y como que te vais quedando ahí pum, pum, farmeando. El hoy.
But they have a lot of secrets.
I need to control myself.
And then you have Pike, who's just crazy.
We wanted to make sure each combat was challenging. We don't really want you to just like mindlessly hit one attack and then, oh, now it's a boss use strategy. So lots of the creatures have unique mechanics. We added a lane system where you can actually modify the speed of your abilities and it'll also modify the powers. And that will let you do things like, I need to heal before my character dies and I see the enemies doing an attack. I can perform an ability in the speed lane and get the heal off in time. Or I got a bunch of buffs built up on Yasuo and I'm gonna do his like big attack in the power lane. It's gonna be slower, but it's gonna multiply all of those buffs even more.
It just adds a sort of a third dimension to the combat that no other game I've seen has.
Combat is separate from the exploration aspect. This division of combat and exploration allows us to really put forward the artistry of the team by highlighting the design of the characters, the animation, the visual effects.
We've basically taken what's worked in our previous couple games and refined it.
I think we've taken Battle Chasers and cranked it up a notch.
So I think this game is uniquely Airship because of that marriage between really fun, like kind of grounded in tradition role-playing mechanics, but brought into the modern era with this great visual wrapper.
Claro que en las peleas tienen un sistema de 3 líneas de darle velocidad o fuerza.
comic book version of this character or
Y
this.
claro, te vas moviendo como en la prioridad de turno. Creo. Queda por ahí la cosa.
Everyone from role-playing fans to people who are adjacent are going to get something out of this game.
It's not just for League of Legends players. It's a story that anyone can jump into and understand.
You know, digesting the beauty of the world to, you know, really
Igual por lo menos le da variedad, bueno, eso es algo distinto.
strategies and tactics to get through hard and difficult battles. To League fans who have always wanted to take a step away from the competitive game and just live in the world.
Ranking. Está bonito, bueno. Está bonito. A mí ya me tinca. A mí me tincan, dentro de todo me tincaron los jueguitos, bueno, me están tincando. Lo que sí no lo voy a comprar de salida, pero sí lo voy a comprar en algún momento. En algún momento se vienen. ¿Y listo? ¿Y esto? ¿Y esto qué es?
Welcome everyone and thank you for joining us. We are at Riot Games with Ryan and Joe from Airship and we are going to talk about Rune King, a League of Legends story because it is out today. So we are super excited and welcome.
Ah, pero esto es chat con los devs y después ¿qué viene? No. Entrevista. A mí ya me ganaron con el juego, así que no me llama la atención seguir viendo. Ya a mí ya me ganaron con el juego y lo voy a hacer, así que perfecto para mí.